Hi everybody, my name is Vrunda. My subject is mathematics. Today I am going with the CET topic conic section. Let us move to the first question. The area of the circle centered at 1, 2 and passing through the point 4, 6 is. We have 4 options. So let us go to the answers. See, given that center of the circle is 1, 2 and also given that the circle passes through the point 4, 6. We want area of the circle. We know that area is nothing but pi r square, where r stands for the radius of the circle. We know that if the center is 1, 2 and circle passes through the point 4, 6, radius is nothing but distance from the center to any point on the circle. So let us find out radius first. Radius is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. That is equal to square root of 4 minus 1, that is 3, 3 square is 9, plus 6 minus 2, that is 4, 4 square is 16, that is equal to square root of 25, that is equal to 5. So that the area is nothing but pi into r square, that is 5 square, so that area is 25 pi. So that the answer is C. Come to the second question. The question is, the locus of the center of the circle of radius 3 which rolls on the outside of the circle x square plus y square plus 3x minus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. See, we want locus of the center of the circle. Locus is nothing but path traced out by the moving point. See here, equation of the circle is given, that is x square plus y square plus 3x minus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. This is the given equation of the circle. If such equation is given, then the center of the circle is nothing but minus half of coefficient of x, comma minus half of coefficient of y, so that the center is nothing but minus 3 by 2, 3, and radius is nothing but square root of g square plus f square minus c, where the standard equation of the circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So comparing g, f and c with the given equation, the radius is nothing but square root of 9 by 4 plus 9. C is nothing but minus 9 here, so minus minus is plus, it is plus 9, that is equal to square root of 9 by 4 plus 18, that is equal to square root of 9 plus 72 by 4, that is equal to square root of 81 by 4, that is equal to 9 by 2. So that we got the radius and center of the given circle. Center is nothing but minus 3 by 2, 3, as well as radius is nothing but 9 by 2. See, we want locus of the center of the circle of radius 3 units which rolls on the outside of the given circle. See, this is the given circle. Its center is nothing but minus 3 by 2, 3, as well as radius is nothing but 9 by 2. We want the locus of the center of another circle which has radius 3 units. The path traced out by the center of this circle we want, so that you take center as x, y. See here, the circle rolls on the outside of the circle so that wherever the circle moves, the distance from the center of the given circle to this circle remains same everywhere. That distance is nothing but radius of this circle plus radius of this circle. So that the equation is nothing but the distance from the center of this circle to this circle, it is nothing but square root of x plus 3 by 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square. This is the distance from the center of given circle to this circle. It is nothing but 9 by 2 plus 3. Squaring on both sides, you will be getting x plus 3 by 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square, that is equal to 15 by 2 whole square. Simplify and expand, we will be getting the answer as C. Come to the third question. The question is, if the area of the circle 7x square plus 7y square minus 7x plus 14y plus k equal to 0 is 12 pi square units, we want the value of k. See, the equation of the circle is given, that is 7x square plus 7y square minus 7x plus 14y plus k equal to 0. Equation of the circle is given. Also area of the circle is given, that is 12 pi. We want value of k. See here, come to the equation of the circle. We know that in the standard equation, the coefficient of x square and y square must be 1. So make the coefficients of x square and y square as 1, dividing throughout by 7, so that the equation becomes x square plus y square minus x plus 2y plus k by 7 equal to 0. And comparing to the standard equation, 2g equal to minus 1, so that g equal to minus half, 2f equal to 2, so that f equal to 1, and c value is k by 7. Now area is given, that is 12 pi. We know area of the circle is pi r square equal to 12 pi, so that r square equal to 12. R is nothing but square root of g square plus f square minus c, so that r square is g square plus f square minus c, that is equal to 12. Substitute everything. G is minus 1 by 2, so that it is 1 by 4 plus 1 minus k by 7, that is equal to 12. Simplify this one, it is 5 by 4 minus k by 7, that is equal to 12. So that 5 by 4 minus 12, that is equal to k by 7. Simplify and get, we will be getting k value as minus 301 by 4, so that the answer is B. Come to the fourth question. The question is, the number of common tangents drawn to the circles x square plus y square minus 2x minus 4y plus 1 equal to 0 and x square plus y square minus 12x minus 16y plus 91 equal to 0. See, number of common tangents we want. Equation of the two circles are given. One is x square plus y square minus 2x minus 4y plus 1 equal to 0. Another one is x square plus y square minus 12x minus 16y plus 91 equal to 0. We want the number of common tangents. We know that the number of common tangents depends upon the distance between the center of the circles as well as radii of the circle. So let us take A as the center of the first circle. We know center is nothing but minus half of coefficient of x, so that it is 1, minus half of coefficient of y, that is equal to 2. And take R1 as the radius of the first circle, that is equal to square root of g square plus f square minus c. that is equal to square root of 1 plus 4 minus 1 that is equal to square root of 4 that is equal to 2. Take B as the center of the second circle. Again, center is nothing but minus half of coefficient of x that is 6, comma minus half of coefficient of y that is equal to 8. Come to the radius that is equal to square root of, take R2 be the radius of the second circle, that is equal to g square plus f square minus c that is equal to 36 plus 64 minus c is nothing but 91. It is 100 minus 91 that is equal to 9 that is equal to 3. Now calculate distance between the center of the two circles that is AB. It is nothing but square root of x2 minus x1 whole square means 6 minus 1 whole square plus 8 minus 2 whole square that is equal to 5 square that is 25 plus 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 square is 36. Simplify this one, you will be getting it as 61. Now R1 plus R2 that is equal to 2 plus 3 that is equal to 5. Here AB is nothing but square root of 61. Square root of 61 is nothing but 7 point something you will get. So clearly AB is greater than R1 plus R2. So that the number of common tangents that is equal to 4. So that answer is D. Come to the question number 5. The question is the number of circles that can be drawn touching all the lines x by 2 plus y by 3 equal to 1, x by 3 plus y by 2 equal to 1 as well as 2x plus 3y equal to 4. See, number of circles we want such that circles should touch all the three given lines. The equation of lines are x by 2 plus y by 3 equal to 1 as well as x by 3 plus y by 2 equal to 1 as well as 2x plus 3y equal to 4. Come to the first line, I am rewriting like this, that is 3x plus 2y equal to 6. Another one is 2x plus 3y equal to 6. Another one is as it is, that is 2x plus 3y equal to 4 as it is I written. See here you can see that last two equations are parallel to each other. So that one is 2x plus 3y equal to 6. Another one is 2x plus 3y equal to 4. Another one is any line, that is 3x plus 2y equal to 6. We want number of circles that circles should touch all the three lines. See here, the circles comes like this, it should touch both the lines. So first of all the two circles comes like this. Another one, it should touch all the three lines. Already it touches both the lines. Now another line is there, that is 3x plus 2y equal to 6. I am drawing the line like this. So you can see that the two circles touches all the three lines. So that the number of circles we can draw is 2. So there are 2 such circles. So answer is B. Come to the sixth question. The question is the combined equation of the pair of tangents drawn from the origin to the circle x square plus y square minus 6x minus 6y plus 9 equal to 0. See, come to the equation of the circle x square plus y square minus 6x minus 6y plus 9 equal to 0. We want combined equation of the tangents drawn to this circle from the origin. See here, come to the equation of the circle. Here 2g equal to minus 6, so that g equal to minus 3. to f equal to minus 6, so that f equal to minus 3 and c value is 9. You can see that g square equal to f square equal to c. See, in the circle, if g square equal to f square equal to c, then the circle touches both the axis, means the circle touches both the x-axis as well as y-axis, means the circle comes like this. This one is x-axis and this one is y-axis. Our circle touches both the axis, means the circle comes like this. Means the tangents are from the origin, the tangents are, one is x-axis, another one is y-axis. So you can see that both x-axis and y-axis are the tangents to the circle. The equation of x-axis is nothing but y equal to 0. Equation of y-axis is nothing but x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 are the equations of the tangents. We want a combined equation of the pair of tangents drawn from the origin to the given circle, so that the combined equation is nothing but x into y equal to 0, so that the answer is B. Come to the question number 7. The question is, the chord of the circle x square plus y square minus 4x equal to 0, which is bisected at 1, 0 is perpendicular to the line. 4 options are there. See, come to the equation of the circle x square plus y square minus 4x equal to 0. You can see that the circle passes through origin because it is independent of constant. Come to the center of the circle. Center is nothing but minus half of coefficient of x, that is 2, and minus half of coefficient of y. We can see that there is no y term, so that the y coordinate of the center is 0. See, come to such circle. The circle center at 2, 0, and as I told before, our circle should pass us through the origin. So our circle comes like this, passes through the origin, and center lies on x-axis with the center as 2, 0. And see, given that we want chord of the circle such that that chord is bisected at 1, 0. See, this is the point 1, 0. So draw the chord bisected at the point 1, 0. And we want this chord is perpendicular to which line? You can see that this chord is perpendicular to any horizontal line. We know that the equation of the horizontal line is nothing but y equal to constant. The chord is perpendicular to any horizontal line, means the equation of any horizontal line is nothing but y equal to constant. And go to the options, you can see that the answer is fourth option, that is D. So y equal to 1 is the answer. Come to the question number 8. The question is, the least and greatest distances of the point 10, 7 from the circle x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y minus 20 equal to 0. See, we want least and greatest distance of the point from the circle. See, point is given, that is 10, 7. I am taking the point as P. Circle's equation is given, that is nothing but x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y minus 20 equal to 0. We want the greatest as well as smallest distance of the point from the circle. Come to the given circle. Again, center is nothing but minus half of coefficient of x, that is 2, minus half of coefficient of y, that is equal to 1. Come to the radius, that is square root of g square plus f square minus c, that is square root of 4 plus 1 plus 20, that is square root of 25, that is equal to 5. See, circle, I am taking C as the center, it is given as 2, 1. A point is given, I taken it as P, P is 10, 7, and R is the radius, that is 5. See, smallest as well as greatest distance we want from the point to the circle. And see here, this distance is the smallest distance from the circle to the point, and this distance is the greatest distance from the point to the circle. See, come to the least distance. Least distance means only this much distance. It is nothing but CP minus R. So, least distance is CP minus R, and greatest distance is this full distance. So, greatest distance is CP plus R. CP means it is nothing but distance from the center to this point. Let us calculate CP by using the distance formula, that is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square, that is 10 minus 2 whole square, plus y2 minus y1 whole square, that is 7 minus 1 whole square. 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 square is 64, 7 minus 1 is 6, 6 square is 36, that is square root of 100, that is equal to 10. So that CP minus R, that is minus radius, radius we already got, that is 5, again that is equal to 10 minus 5, that is equal to 5. Come to the greatest distance, it is CP plus R, that is 10 plus 5, that is equal to 15. So, smallest distance is 5 as well as greatest distance is 15. So, that answer is D. Come to the question number 9. The question is length of the chord joining the points P of 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta, and Q of 4 cos theta plus 60 degree, 4 sin theta plus 60 degree of the circle x square plus y square equal to 16. See here, equation of the circle is given, that is x square plus y square equal to 16. 2 points on the circle is given, one is P of 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta. Another one is P of 4 cos theta plus 60 degree, 4 sin theta plus 60 degree. We want length of the chord joining the points PQ. See, come to the standard equation of the circle, that is x square plus y square equal to a square. Any point on the circle is nothing but x equal to a cos theta, y equal to a sin theta. These two are referred as parametric equation of the circle. And see, our circle is x square plus y square equal to 16, means the radius of the circle is nothing but 4, 0, center is at origin. See, one of the point is P of 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta. See, take this point as P. This point is nothing but 4 cos theta, 4 sin theta, where theta is this angle. Another point is Q of 4 cos theta plus 60 degree, 4 sin theta plus 60 degree. Take this as the point Q, and this point is nothing but Q of 4 cos theta plus 60, 4 sin theta plus 60 degree. So that this full angle is nothing but theta plus 60 degree. See, this angle is theta, this full angle is theta plus 60 degree, so that angle PCQ means only this much angle is nothing but 60 degree. Our question is length of the chord joining the points P and Q we want, means we want the length of the chord PQ. See, come to the triangle PCQ. See, this PC and QC are the radii of the circle. We know radii is nothing but 4. PC equal to QC, that is radii, that is 4. And this angle is already 60 degree. See, since PC and QC are same, the triangle PCQ is an isosceles triangle. Since triangle is an isosceles triangle, these angles opposite to the equal sides are same, means this angle as well as this angle also same. This is already 60 degree. These two angles same, means angle P as well as angle Q both must be 60 degree, means triangle PCQ is an equilateral triangle. We know in the equilateral triangle length of all the sides are same, so that the length of the side PQ is 4, means the length of the chord PQ is 4, so that the answer is A. Come to the question number 10. The question is the normal at the point 3, 4 meets the circle again at the point -1, -2, then the equation of the circle we want. See, the normal at the point 3, 4 again meets the circle at -1, -2. If so, equation of the circle we want. See, normal means it is nothing but perpendicular to the circle. See, consider the circle. A perpendicular is drawn at the point 3, 4 to the circle. Given that perpendicular once again meets the circle at -1, -2, means the perpendicular comes like this. Means that perpendicular is nothing but diameter of the circle. That perpendicular is nothing but diameter of the circle. Equation of such circle we want. We know when the end points of the diameter is given, that is if x1, y1 and x2, y2 are the end points of the diameter, then the equation of the circle is x minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 equal to 0. So end points of the diameter we have. So substitute x minus 3 into x plus 1 plus y minus 4 into y plus 2 equal to 0. Simplify this one. It is x square minus 3x plus x minus 3 plus y square minus 4y plus 2y minus 8 equal to 0. That is x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y minus 11 equal to 0. So answer is C. Come to the question number 11. The question is equation of the tangent to the parabola y square equal to 12x, which is inclined at an angle pi by 3 with the x-axis. Say parabola is y square equal to 12x. Equation of the tangent drawn to the parabola we want, such that tangent makes an angle pi by 3 with x-axis. See here, y square equal to 4ax is the standard equation of the parabola, and we know the line y equal to mx plus c is a tangent to the parabola. If c equal to a by m. See, the parabola y square equal to 4ax, the line y equal to mx plus c is a tangent to the parabola when if c takes the value a by m. We want equation of such tangent to the parabola y square equal to 12x. We know y square equal to 12x comes like this. A tangent is drawn such that the tangent makes an angle pi by 3 with the x-axis. See, we want equation of such tangent. We know the required equation of the tangent is nothing but y equal to mx plus c, where c is nothing but a by m, where m stands for slope of the tangent. Since our tangent makes an angle pi by 3 with the x-axis, slope is nothing but tan theta, that is tan pi by 3. We know tan pi by 3 is nothing but root 3. Come to the value a. Comparing the given equation of the parabola to the standard form, 4a equal to 12, so that a value comes as 3. So our equation of the tangent is mx plus a by m. M means root 3, it is root 3x, plus a by m. A by m means 3 by root 3, that is root 3x plus 3 by root 3 is nothing but root 3. So that the equation of the tangent is y equal to root 3x plus root 3. So that the answer is B. Come to the question number 12. The question is, the sum of the reciprocals of the focal distances of a focal chord PQ of the parabola y square equal to 4ax. See, parabola is y square equal to 4ax. We want sum of the reciprocals of the focal distances of a focal chord. We know focal chord means any line which passes through the focus, that is called focal chord. Focus is nothing but S, its coordinate is a comma 0 in the parabola y square equal to 4ax. Any line which passes through the focus is called focal chord. In particular, if the focal chord is parallel to the directrix, then it is called latus rectum. So, we want the sum of the reciprocal of the focal distances, that is nothing but take PQ is the focal chord. Sum of the reciprocal of the focal distances we want means 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ we want. We know the latus rectum itself is a focal chord. We know the length of the latus rectum is nothing but 4a, means this total distance is 4a. So 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ means it is 1 by 2a plus 1 by 2a, that is equal to 2 by 2a, that is equal to 1 by a. So that answer is D. Come to the question number 13. See, the question is x equal to 2 plus 2t square comma y equal to 40 plus 1 are the parametric equations of the parabola. We want the focus and vertex of the given parabola. See, the parametric equations are given. One is x equal to 2 plus 2t square. Another one is y equal to 40 plus 1. Parametric equations are given. We want focus as well as vertex. See, I am rewriting this parametric equation. 2t square equal to x minus 2, so that t square equal to x minus 2 by 2. And come to another one, that is y equal to 40 plus 1, so that t equal to y minus 1 by 4. I am going to form the equation of the parabola here. See, x minus 2 by 2, that is equal to t square, where t is nothing but y minus 1 by 4, so that it is y minus 1 whole square divided by 16. So that the equation of the parabola reduces to y minus 1 whole square equal to 8 into x minus 2. See, such equation is referred as shifted equation of the parabola, the standard form comes like this, that is y minus k whole square equal to 4a into x minus h, where the vertex is nothing but h comma k and focus is nothing but a plus h comma k. So comparing this equation with the standard equation, you can see that h comma k is nothing but 2 comma 1 and focus is a plus h comma k. Comparing to this one, 4a equal to 8, so that a takes the value 2, so that it is a plus h means 2 plus 2, that is 4. Another one is k is nothing but 1, so that focus is nothing but 4 comma 1 and vertex is 2 comma 1, so that the answer is A. Come to the question number 14. The question is, the angle between the two tangents drawn from the point 1 comma 3 to the parabola y square equal to 4x. See, angle between the tangents we want, drawn from the point 1 comma 3 to the parabola y square equal to 4x. See, there is a result. The result says that angle between the tangents drawn from the point x1 comma y1 to the parabola is given by tan theta equal to square root of y1 square minus 4a x1 divided by mod x1 plus a. See here, this is the standard result. The angle between the tangents drawn from the point x1 y1 to the parabola y square equal to 4ax is tan theta equal to square root of y1 square minus 4ax1 divided by mod x1 plus a. So come to our given question. Instead of x1 y1, our point is 1 comma 3 and the parabola is y square equal to 4x. Comparing to the standard form, 4a equal to 4, so that a takes the value 1. Substituting everything here, tan theta is a square root of y1 square minus 4a x1 means it is 4 divided by x1 plus a. X1 is nothing but 1 plus a is nothing but 1, that is equal to 2, so that tan theta equal to root 5 by 2. Theta we want, theta is nothing but tan inverse of root 5 by 2. So answer is D. Come to the question number 15. The question is, the ends of the lattice rectum y square equal to 4ax and the vertex of the parabola form a triangle of area 72 square units. Then the directrix of the parabola we want. Say the parabola is y square equal to 4ax. We know our curve comes like this, that is y square equal to 4ax. Then the ends of the lattice rectum. See, we know lattice rectum means it is a line which passes through the focus of the parabola. We know focus is nothing but a comma 0. Take L dash be the lattice rectum. The end points of the lattice rectum form a triangle with the vertex. See, this O is the vertex. It forms a triangle with the vertex of area 72 square units. We want equation of the directrix. Directrix means any line which is parallel to the lattice rectum, that is the directrix. We know equation of the directrix is nothing but x equal to minus a. See, area of the triangle O L dash is given, it is 72 square units, and we know area of the triangle is nothing but half into base into height, that is given as 72, that is half into base is nothing but L dash into height is nothing but OS, that is equal to 72, half into L dash means it is length of the lateral rectum. We know length of the lateral rectum is 4a. OS means distance from the origin to this S. We know it is nothing but a, that is equal to 72. Simplify this one. 2a square equal to 72, so that a square equal to 36, that is a equal to 6. We want equation of the directrix. We know equation of the directrix is x equal to minus a is 6, so that x equal to minus 6 is the equation of the directrix, so that answer is C. Come to the question number 16. The question is, a parabola has 1, 1 as its focus and the line y equal to minus 3 as its directrix, then its vertex is at which point? See, the focus of the parabola is given, that is 1, 1. 1, 1 is the focus. Equation of the directrix is given. Equation of the directrix is given, that is y equal to minus 3. Vertex we want, we know vertex is nothing but h comma k. See here, equation of the directrix is given, that is y equal to minus 3. From the equation of the directrix, we can see that the parabola is nothing but x minus h whole square equal to 4a into y minus k. If such equation is given, we know focus is nothing but h comma a plus k and directrix is y equal to minus a plus k. See, in this question both also given. Focus is nothing but 1, 1. Directrix is nothing but y equal to minus 3. See, comparing h equal to 1 as well as a plus k equal to 1 and minus a plus k is equal to minus 3. And see here, h equal to 1. We know the vertex is nothing but h comma k. H we already got as 1, and go to the options. You can see that only one option has x coordinate is 1, so that the answer is first option, that is A. Now come to the question number 17. The question is, length of the common chord of the parabola y square equal to 4ax and x square equal to 4ay, where a is greater than 0. See, one is y square equal to 4ax, another one is x square equal to 4ay. We want length of the common chord. See, the curve comes like this. One is y square equal to 4ax. Another one is x square equal to 4ay. See, length of the common chord we want. We know this is the common chord. I am taking O as this point and this point as P, so that OP is the common chord. Length of the common chord we want. We know O is nothing but vertex. Its coordinate is origin, that is 0, 0. P we have to find out. P means it is point of intersection of these two curves. By finding the point of intersection, you will be getting point of intersection as 4a, 4a. Length of the common chord we want, that is OP we want. By using the distance formula, OP is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 whole square, 4a minus 0 whole square, that is 16a square, plus 16a square, y2 minus y1 whole square, that is equal to square root of 32a square, that is equal to 4 root 2a. So that answer is C. Come to the question number 18. The question is, for the parabola y square equal to 4x, the point P whose focal distance is 17. See, the parabola is y square equal to 4x. We want the point P on the parabola such that focal distance is given. Focal distance is nothing but 17. See, focal distance means distance from the focus to any point on the parabola. That is given, that is 17. We know that if the curve is y square equal to 4ax, then the focal distance is nothing but mod x plus a. So, comparing to this given equation, you can see that a takes the value 1. So, mod x plus 1 equal to 17 and x plus 1 equal to plus or minus 17, that is x equal to either 17 minus 1 or x equal to minus 17 minus 1, that is x equal to 16 or x is minus 18. See, we got x coordinate, that is 16, another x coordinate is minus 18. You can see that in the options only one option has x coordinate is 16, so that answer is B. Come to the question number 19. The question is, equation of the directrix of the parabola x square minus 4x minus 8y plus 12 equal to 0 is. See, equation of the directrix drawn to the parabola x square minus 4x minus 8y plus 12 equal to 0. Equation of the directrix drawn to this parabola we want. Let us convert this equation to the standard form, that is x square minus 4x equal to 8y minus 12. See, come to the left hand side. I am completing the square by adding and subtracting the suitable term, that is x square minus 4x plus 4 minus 4, that is equal to 8y minus 12. Come to these three terms, it is nothing but x minus 2 whole square, that is equal to 8y minus 12 plus 4, that is x minus 2 whole square equal to 8y minus 8, that is x minus 2 whole square equal to 8 into y minus 1. Means this equation is of the form x minus h whole square equal to 4a into y minus k. We want equation of the directrix. Equation of the directrix is nothing but y equal to minus a plus k. Comparing to this one, here a value is equal to 2 and h comma k, that is equal to 2 comma 1. So that the directrix is minus 2 plus 1, that is y equal to minus 1 is the equation of the directrix, that is answer is C. Come to the question number 20. If y equal to 2x plus k is a tangent to the parabola y square equal to 8x, then the value of k we want. See, y equal to 2x plus k, this is the tangent to the parabola y square equal to 8x. Value of k we want. As I told before, the line y equal to mx plus c is a tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4ax if c value is a by m. See, comparing, m value is equal to 2 and c is nothing but k. We know that value is nothing but a by m. Comparing the given equation, 4a equal to 8, a takes the value 2. So a by m means 2 by 2, that is equal to 1. So that k value is equal to 1. So answer is D. Come to the question number 21. An ellipse with eccentricity equal to 1 by 2 has a focus at 0, 0 and the corresponding directrix is x plus 6 equal to 0. Then the equation of the ellipse we want. See, the eccentricity of the ellipse is given, that is 1 by 2. Focus is given, that is 0, 0 and equation of the directrix is given, that is x plus 6 equal to 0. And see, whatever may be the conic section, if S is the focus, P is any point on the curve and M is the point on the directrix, we know SP by PM, that is constant, that constant is nothing but E, means SP equal to E into PM, where SP is distance from the focus to any point on the curve, E stands for eccentricity, PM is nothing but perpendicular distance from the point P to the directrix. And see, if E value is 1, then the conic section is parabola. If E value is less than 1, then it is ellipse, and if E is greater than 1, then it is hyperbola. See, here E equal to 1 by 2 and S is the focus, that is 0, 0. P is any point on the curve. I am taking P as the point x, y. P of x, y be any point on the curve. See, SP equal to E into PM. S is focus, that is 0, 0. P is the point x, y. So SP is nothing but square root of x square plus y square. E stands for eccentricity, that is equal to 1 by 2. PM is a perpendicular distance from the point to the directrix. Directrix equation is given, that is x plus 6, so that PM is nothing but modulus of x plus 6. So eliminating the square root, that is x square plus y square equal to 1 by 4 into x plus 6 whole square, that is 4x square plus 4y square equal to x square plus 12x plus 36. Simplify this one, it is 3x square plus 4y square minus 12x minus 36 equal to 0. So answer is C. Come to the question number 22. The question is, if the angle between the line joining the foci of an ellipse and an extremity of the minor axis is 90 degree, eccentricity of the ellipse we want. See, come to the ellipse. See, I am taking S1 and S2 are the foci, and this is A, and this point I am taking as A dash, and this one is B, and this one is B dash. See, y axis is the minor axis and x axis is the major axis. See, angle between the line joining the foci of an ellipse and the extremity of the minor axis is 90 degree. See, this is the line joining of foci and this is one of the extremity of the minor axis. Angle between the line joining the foci and the extremity of the minor axis, given that this angle is 90 degree. We want eccentricity of the ellipse, means E value we want. And see here, S1 and S2, this is the distance between the foci. We know distance between the foci, that is 2AE, and this is the center of the ellipse, and OB length, that is equal to B, because we know length of the minor axis is 2B, so that only this is a semi minor axis, its length is B. And see, this length is B and this total length is 2AE, so that this is nothing but AE. See, this full angle is 90 degree, so that angle BOS1, that is equal to 45 degree. Now consider the triangle BOS1. Take tan 45. Tan 45 equal to, this angle is 45, tan 45 is equal to opposite by adjacent side, means AE divided by B. Tan 45 value is 1 equal to AE by B, means B equal to AE, so that B by A, that is equal to E. Now eccentricity of the ellipse we want. We know in an ellipse E square is equal to 1 minus B square by A square, that is equal to 1 minus B by A is E, B square by A square is E square, that is E square equal to 1 minus E square, 2 E square equal to 1, E square equal to 1 by 2, that is E equal to 1 by root 2, so that the answer is B. Come to the question number 23. The question is, if the length of the latus rectum is 1 by 4 of the length of the minor axis of an ellipse, then the eccentricity of the conic we want. See, length of the latus rectum is 1 by 4th of the length of the minor axis. We want eccentricity of the ellipse. We know the length of the latus rectum of the ellipse is 2B square by A, that is equal to 1 by 4 of length of the minor axis. Length of the minor axis is 2B. And see, simplify this one, 2 and B, so that B by A takes the value 1 by 4. Again eccentricity we want. As I told before, E square is nothing but 1 minus B square by A square, that is E square is equal to 1 by 60, 1 minus 1 by 16, that is equal to 15 by 16. E value we want, that is square root of 15 by 16, that is root 15 by 4. So answer is D. Come to the question number 24. The question is, if 2, 5 and 4, 5 are the ends of a latus rectum and 3, 1 is a focus of an ellipse, then the distance between the foci we want. See, come to the ellipse. See, one of the foci is given. I am taking it as S1. One of the foci is given. It is 3, 1. Next, the end points of the latus rectum is given. We know the latus rectum always passes through the focus, so that end points of the latus rectum is given. It is 2, 5 and 4, 5. We know the latus rectum passes through the focus, so midpoint of the latus rectum is nothing but focus of the ellipse. Find the midpoint of the latus rectum. Midpoint is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. That is 2 plus 4 by 2, that is 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. 5 plus 5, that is 10, 10 by 2, that is equal to 5. One of the foci is already given, that is 3, 1. So I am taking here, that is 3, 1 is another foci, and 3, 5 is another foci. See, this is S2 and this one is S1. We want a distance between the foci. distance between the foci we want. By using the distance formula, it is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, that is square root of 16, that is equal to 4. Answer is C. Come to the question number 25. The question is, in an ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, the triangles formed by the latus rectum with the center and an end point of major axis are of equal area, then the ratio of the axis of the ellipse we want. Say the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. I am roughly drawing the figure. See, x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. And this is a dash. This one is b dash. Our x-axis is the major axis and y-axis is the minor axis. And see, suppose this is the latus rectum. Take L dash be the latus rectum. As we know, the latus rectum passes through the foci. Take S1 is one of the foci. O is the center of the ellipse. See, come to the question. The triangle formed by the latus rectum with the center. See, the triangle formed by the latus rectum with the center and the extremity of the major axis or end point of the major axis. A is the end point of the major axis. These two triangles are of equal area. See, the triangle formed by the latus rectum with the center of the ellipse as well as with the end point of the major axis are of equal area. We want the ratio of the axis. Ratio of the axis means we want a ratio of major axis as well as minor axis. See here in the question, it is given that the area of the triangle LOS, that is same as area of the triangle LS1A. Area of the triangle LOS1, that is same as area of the triangle LS1A. See, area is nothing but half into base into height, means it is LS1 into height. Height is nothing but that is OS1 equal to half into area of the triangle LS1A. Once again it is base into height, that is half into LS1 into height. Height is nothing but S1A. Half as well as LS1 get cancelled. Remaining is OS1 equal to S1A. See, OS1 equal to S1A. S1A is nothing but OA minus OS1. Rewriting this one, 2OS equal to OA. 2A OS1 equal to OA. OS1 means it is a distance from the center to this foci. It is nothing but 2AE, that is equal to OA. OA is nothing but A. So that A get cancelled. We got E value as 1/2. Now come to the question. We want ratio of the axis we want. See, we know E square is equal to 1 minus B square by A square. E is 1/2, that is 1/4 equal to 1 minus B square by A square, that is B square by A square equal to 1 minus 1/4, that is 3/4. So that B by A, that is equal to root 3/2, that is ratio of the axis is nothing but root 3 is to 2. So that answer is C. Come to the question number 26. The question is, the major axis of an ellipse is twice the minor axis and the area of the ellipse is 2 pi square units. Then the sum of the focal distance of any point on it we want. See, the major axis of an ellipse is twice the minor axis. Major axis, that is length of the major axis is 2a, is twice the length of the minor axis. Length of the minor axis is 2b. And area of the ellipse is given, that is 2 pi. We know area is nothing but pi AB, that is given, that is 2 pi. We want the sum of the focal distance of any point on it. We know the sum of the focal distance, that is distance from the foci to any point on the ellipse, sum of the focal distance means sum of the distances from the foci to any point. I am taking P as any point on the ellipse. S1 and S2 are the foci. We want S1P plus S2P. We know the sum of the distances of any point from the foci is nothing but 2A. 2A we want. And come to the question. 2A is equal to 2 into 2B, means it is A equal to 2B. And come to this one, area of the ellipse is given, that is 2 pi, pi AB equal to 2 pi, so that AB equal to 2. We want sum of the focal distances, means 2A we want. So let us find out A first. See here, A equal to 2B, so that B value is nothing but A by 2. Come to this one, AB equal to 2 means A into A by 2 equal to 2, that is A square equal to 4, that is A value is equal to 2. So that the sum of the focal distance, that is 2A, 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. So answer is C. Come to the question number 27. The question is, the perimeter of the triangle formed by any point on the ellipse x square by 9 plus y square by 16 equal to 1 with its two foci. Perimeter of the triangle formed by the ellipse with the foci. See, ellipse equation is given, x square by 9 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. See, I am going to draw the figure here, x square by 9 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. See, take S1 and S2 are the foci. Then the perimeter of the triangle formed by any point on the ellipse. Take any point on the ellipse, I am taking P as the pointer. Then see triangle, that is S1, P, S2. See, the perimeter of the triangle we want. Perimeter of the triangle we want. Perimeter is nothing but sum of all the sides, that is S1, S2 plus S1P plus S2P. And see, S1, S2 is nothing but distance between the foci, that is nothing but 2AE plus S1P plus S2P. See, P is any point, S1 and S2 are the foci, so S1P plus S2P is nothing but sum of the focal distances. We know that is nothing but 2A. See, come to this one, comparing to this one, A square equal to 16, B square equal to 9, and say 2A into E is nothing but square root of 1 minus B square by A square plus A square is 16, so that A equal to 8, that is A square equal to 16, so that A equal to 4, that is 2A equal to 8, and 2 into A it is nothing but root of a square minus b square divided by a plus 8, that is 2 into square root of a square minus b square, that is 16 minus 9, that is 7 plus 8. Taking 2 as common, it is 2 into root 7 plus 4, so that answer is D. Come to the question number 28. If x equal to 2y plus 3 is a focal chord of the ellipse with eccentricity 3 by 4, then the length of the major and minor axis we want. See, x equal to 2y plus 3. Given that this is the equation of one of the focal chord of the ellipse, and also given the eccentricity of the ellipse is 3 by 4. We want length of the major axis as well as minor axis, means length of the major axis is 2a and length of the minor axis is 2b. 2a and 2b we want. See, x equal to 2y plus 3 is a focal chord. We know focal chord means it should pass us through the foci. See, AE, 0 is one of the foci of the ellipse. Since it is a focal chord, it should pass us through the focus. Focal chord passes through the point AE, 0 means this point should satisfy this equation, means replace x by AE and y by 0, we will be getting AE equal to 0 plus 3, that is AE equal to 3. But given that E equal to 3 by 4, so that A into 3 by 4 equal to 3, by simplifying A value we got as 4. So length of the major axis it is 2a. 2a equal to 2 into 4, that is equal to 8. Now length of the minor axis we want, that is b we want. We know b square equal to a square minus a square is square. A square is nothing but 16 minus AE is 3, a square is 9, that is 16 minus 9, that is 7, b square equal to 7, so that b equal to root 7, so that the length of the major axis, that is 2b equal to 2 into root 7, so that answer is 8 and 2 root 7, that is answer is B. Come to the question number 29. The question is, for the ellipse x square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1, the ratio of the lengths of the longest and shortest focal chord we want. See, the ratio of length of the largest and the shortest focal chord. See, equation of the ellipse is given, that is x square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. Length of the longest and shortest focal chord we want. As I told before, focal chord is nothing but any line which passes through the focus. We know the longest focal chord is nothing but major axis. So major axis is the longest focal chord and the shortest focal chord is nothing but our latus rectum. So we want a ratio of major axis as well as length of the latus rectum, and major axis is nothing but 2a, length of the latus rectum is 2b square by a. Simplifying, it is 2a square is to 2b square, it is nothing but a square is to b square. Come to the given equation of the ellipse, comparing, it is 25 is to 16, so that answer is B. Come to the question number 30. Let P be a variable point on the ellipse x square by 100 plus y square by 75 equal to 1. S1 and S2 are the foci of the ellipse. Then the maximum area of the triangle S1, S2, P we want. See, ellipse equation is given, that is x square by 100 plus y square by 75 equal to 1. P is the variable point and S1 and S2 are the foci. Maximum area of the triangle S1, S2, P we want. See, note that the maximum area of such triangle, that is S1, S2, P, is nothing but A, B, E. That is A, B into E is nothing but 1 minus B square by A square. Simplify this one, AB root of A square minus B square divided by A. So maximum area is nothing but B into A square minus B square. Come to the equation of the ellipse. See, A square is 100 and B square equal to 75. So that B value is 5 root 3. Substitute everything here. It is 5 root 3 into square root of 100 minus 75, that is 25. Root of 25 is 5. So answer is 25 root 3. So maximum area is 25 root 3, that is answer is B.